Hello everybody, it's iWrestler. As promised in the last video, if you have watched that one by now, welcome back to Ostriv yet again. It seems like the only time I ever do Ostriv videos is when there's an update, and there was a big one recently. It was actually more of a hot fix, but it fixed quite a few things, and this game is just continually being updated, and I just, hats off to the guy who updates it, because he's Ukrainian, he's in the Ukraine, and and we all know what's going on there, and he's still making the game, and such, and there have been some updates and such. So this, and more maps. I remember back when this, game was like you got it on Humble Bundle. Basically, you could even give the game files to your friends because he was just recently on Humble Bundle, and and if you got in and supported it early on. You got a Steam key and such, and eventually, and that's what happened. And I was there from from not the very start, but almost the very start, and got the Steam key, and I've enjoyed this game immensely. I mean, back when I found it, it was already very pretty, in terms of just the idea, and it's very much cultural and time period. It's 1721. And it's so and it is and East is and it's very Eastern European because the guy's Eastern European. No slap or anything at all to the guy whatsoever. It's truly an amazing game, and I like the way he does it. I like the way the buildings come together like this. This is on the fastest speed, but you see all of them. Actually, let's slow it down so you can see. So you see all the pieces. They gather all the stuff and then they do it, and you see it all going up. Basically piece by piece and such, and so it's well done, and just the level of production that you have to get going in. And through the years, he's updated. Like there used to be a time where you began and you had unlimited, and you had as many nails. You have more nails than you needed to do with, but in this one, you only have so many nails and so much thatch. And they gave you fishing nets now. Okay, did not know that. So because I have a smithy that's going to be built, and usually you didn't get a smithy ready to go until you didn't task a smithy to be built until you were like really ready to go, until you were like a little bit further along. But now you need one because you need nails to be made. And the clay pit, you place that and such. You start and you place the tents. And so I placed it over here. I found a spot and got a little bit of building going before recording. We're on map 3. And now all the maps tell you about how many resources there were. Limestone and mining stone wasn't even a thing back when the game came out, but now there's iron ore, and there's unlimited stone, and there is limestone. But the problem with it is it's all the way over here. Is where we find limestone and iron ore and stone deposits. While there are stone deposits scattered around, the iron ore is only in one place over here. So we'll probably have to buy limestone in the end. But we will need iron. And so, so they built the third house. And these tents disappear as people move in. So, and there's a lot of gathering. And there's a lot, and there's a little bit more guidance up here about like hiring another worker. It's like, oh, you could hire one person. It's like that one person is going to be the smith. It's going to be working at the smithy. And there's also a lot more to it. If you haven't experienced this game, I recommend you take a look at it. For those of you who are veterans, this is going to be, or who have been watching, this is going to be a bit of a refresher. But just the whole thing, there's off-season hiring that you can eventually get to, where certain months hire more people and certain months there are less people. There's like a carpentry shop where you do work on performing maintenance on the carts that you have there. And like I basically had almost no one working there, but during the winter I have 3 people work, but during off season or on season, during off season of building, which is like the winter, I would have 3 guys working there doing like maintenance to carts and all types of stuff. And then during on season, like when all the building's happening, it was usually empty. There was like no one working there. there's some places, of course, that you need people working at all times, like this, and you could, like this, and then of course farmers don't work when they don't need to, and then there's job assignments, in this, there's some jobs that both genders can do, and there's some jobs that are reserved solely for for men, or for men basically, and because it's very much a time period and a cultural thing, it's not meant to have any underhanded meaning or anything like that. It's just basically the way things are done. So we're gonna hire a smithy, and he'll go and get iron, and charcoal has been completed, so he'll have charcoal and he'll have iron, and he'll make nails and metal parts. So don't need horseshoes yet. So we don't have any animals to speak of. So they're building that house. Now the reason I built the smithy after 3 houses is that's when the nails start to kind of get a little bit. Well, that's when nails start to get low. You don't want nails to start to get low. These are what cards are delivering. Well, he's okay for right now. Yeah, cards are definitely something you want to get around to. And you want to get the thatch rebuilt too, because you're going to run out of thatch, which is roofing for houses. So you take a look in here. We got plenty of, we got nails really low, but we got plenty of other things left. So everything up here, with the exception of this house and the thatchery, is paused right now. And you can reorder the queue, but it's all houses right now. Mainly because, one, it's June, and I don't want November to roll around and people are still in tents because it's going to be cold. To say the least, You have to do the forestry too, where you can tell the forestry to plant trees instead of. I mean, you can select areas for them to plant trees, but you can also tell them to replant trees, which I'll get to once they've gotten more than enough of this. A warehouse might be in order to be built though at some point. I'm not sure if that's into production or. No, that's water. Oh, that would be a good idea. Yeah, water. You can build a production place. A granary is a good idea. Car parking is a warehouse. That's what I'm looking for. Smaller granary. That's a new one. Okay, so let's get a warehouse going. Actually, I want the warehouse to kind of be here, so we're gonna have to wait on that. I mean, the tents slowly disappear. Like the minute a house is completed, a family moves in. We got 5 tents, and we got 1, 2, 3. We got 5 houses left. So, so to speak. I mean, it tells you right up there. A family still in tents is 6. Which is, wait a minute, 6, 9, 4. 5. Oh wait, I got 3 over here, not 2. So I got 6 houses, 6 tents left. Yeah, I mean 6 houses left, counting this one to build. So yeah, they're just working their way down there. This is a game that very much at the beginning is wait. Eventually you'll get. I mean, there is a waiting aspect in this game, but it is very much, it is kind of one of those grinding games, But it's a good simulator. Eventually, you get people moving in. Eventually, you get to a point where people are like, yeah, And there is something to be said about putting up decorations in places. This is also one of those games where the paths are created by the walking. So you build paths. Basically, the grass and where people are walking creates the paths. So. So like you see a path already to the forestry because guys have been going back and forth to work. You see paths to houses because people are going to houses. You'll see a path over to the thatchery at some point. Once it's built. They're building that house right now. So. And the game, I mean, it is they do default to the houses being built, which makes sense. I mean, they want to get the houses built, but sometimes you do have to you do have to just have that in the queue to get that built out of the way, because these guys will build houses with reckless abandon, and will not build anything else. So now we're gonna have them all run over there and build this. So looks like the iron management is better, though. It used to really rip you off with iron. So here's the first rule. So we don't have any more men for construction, and we need a thatcher. So only women can work this job now. So as you see there, so that way you go add a worker as woman. So there are not a lot of jobs women can do, but the reason I only add one woman for thatching, and I added the slower one, goodness gracious me, is because farming. Women can do farming, and the men are usually building. You don't have tons of men early on. So, that being said, I'm going to build a farm very soon. Probably, I might start it. I don't think I'm going to, well, I'll start it. I'm probably not going to have it be worked on, though, for a while. And the reason being that seasons matter. So I'm going to have a farm. I'll put it like this because the fields are going to be out this way. So I'm going to go like this. So I'm going to do it, yeah. I'll do it right here. And I'll pause it. Because I need the houses built more than anything. So she's going to go and get reeds. And then she's going to make thatch out of those reeds. So as you see, she's already at work. The smithy is already working. Now the charcoal pile, this will be auto-filled by temporary laborers, and that's men and women that are free to drop things off. So, and those jobs, at least in the past, it doesn't seem to matter what gender you are. They do it all the way. Gosh, she's gonna have to go a far place for reeds, although there are reeds over this way too. So yeah, and here we got the unlimited stone deposits, and stone here too. So we'll prioritize once we start gathering stone, because we're not doing it yet. We're going to prioritize these, and then we'll let them do that. This, yeah, iron usually is something that you bought, or at least that I bought in the past, and that is something that you might have to do early on because why this is because that's iron ore and this is iron. So might have to buy iron to begin with. We're gonna have to buy limestone without a doubt, because I could migrate kind of a couple houses that way maybe, but that's still really a long way to go for limestone. And there are other maps. There are 9 maps, and some of them have unlimited certain, and some of them have stone and limestone really close together, or a lot of stone, a lot of limestone close together. The thing about limestone is that it's not needed essentially early on in the game as a resource, and you can basically buy enough if you have a trading post. Whereas iron is going to be needed later in the game. You're not going to need a lot of stone, but it's good to have stone handy because you're going to need it for some things, and you never know. So. But there are some stone-intensive structures that happen early on. So, especially if you're going to build a church. But yeah, so this game is on version. It's still an alpha. It's at version 0.5.9, patch 9. but it's on the 40. But I mean, this guy updates regularly, even with the war taking place. He's been able to. The updates are slower coming. They're coming out pretty. At least hotfixes are now, and I know he has other people working on it because for a while it was just him. For a while it was this guy Yemavin, I think is how you say his name. It was like a one-man project. It was just him doing it, and yeah. See, that's the family that's moving into this tent. So it was for the longest time it was just him. He was the only guy doing it, and it was like a one-man project, and it looked really good for being a one-man project. And that since has changed, but he still is doing this stuff. I'm gonna build this platform out here because why not? Okay, let's pause that for a minute. Go finish that, and then once you finish that, then we can get back to the house. Okay. So this is not for drinking. We have one of those. It's right here. Actually, let's just make that for. Actually, no. It's for both for right now. Well, actually, let's not do it for both. Let's do it for citizens only. So that's why building this is essential. Because this is the clean water. This. Well, yeah. I mean, just look at this. So yeah. So there are many sources for food that have gone up. There's eventually you can get cows and sheep and chickens and a slaughterhouse. I mean, and your fields, your farm fields can be used for grazing. The livestock is a point in this game that I complain about, and the fact that it's really OP. I got 4 cows. Well, correction, I got 2 cows, three cows in a bowl, and through trading, it took a while to get all of them. I got the bull and the cow first, and I got 2 more cows after that. Because I was like, the bull needs to, if the bull is going to produce cows, we need as many cows to mate with, so to speak. That was my logic. It worked, by the way. So I had 4 cows, and I had space for I think 12 or something like that. And it took I think a year, and I had 9 cows. Well, I had 7 cows and 2 bulls, because for some reason they kept birthing cows, and then he finally had a bull. And I was just like, okay, this is a problem, because I have a lot of cows, right? And I need to wait. So I made 2 of them an ox for the farm for plowing. And I slaughtered one of the older cows, and I thought, okay, that's that maybe that gets a little bit under control. I eliminated 3 cows. We're down to just 6 cows now. Out of the space for 12. And within a year, I basically had it where I basically said keep the number at 10, which regularly they failed at doing, not because the cows kept giving, because they kept having cows, and one of my friends who plays the game, he said, well, just limit the cow birth. I was like, Well, I don't want to necessarily because, you know, you know, the farm might have a bad year. I mean, we have lots of beef, you know. We also had chickens that were out of control too. Um, but chickens are a completely different matter because they do eggs and meat, and so you want to have out of control chickens. Although I made the mistake, I built a pasture space for chickens, um, and they used and I kind of prioritized them using that. I was like, don't go out into the field where the cow, because the cows usually were in the farm fields that weren't being used grazing, which is fine. Because it's a giant field, well, couple giant fields, and they usually went to the biggest one, which was the closest one. So, but the chickens were basically in their little pasture area, and I had so many chickens. It was kind of funny, the amount of chickens I had. So this well's over here. I think I might build a well here that's more centralized. I don't know about a stone well, but like a normal well right here that's kind of more centralized, because this is really far over here. So we're gonna, yeah, I'm trying to get them to build all of these. Like I said, it's August now, which is okay. It's okay that it's August. You know, it could be worse. It could be September. But and it might be, and it's going to be very soon. So I say that, and such. But let's put that there, and then another bench. I'm going to put benches. If I've decided to put benches in front of all the houses. So people can chill on the benches. Although most of them chill out around the campfire. Mainly because the people who are chilling out at the campfire are the people who don't have houses. The people chilling out in front of their... okay. The people chilling out in front of their houses are people who live maybe not in a said house, but in a house. Yeah, and it's funny because you can tell these names. You can tell from looking at the names. I had a Ukrainian friend who took a look at these and some of these names and was able to help me pronounce some of them. But I'm not even going to try at this point. I mean, Anton is pretty pretty easy. But like after that, like you just you look at some of these names. I love them. They're like so unique. But and it's just like, yeah, my mouth already forms English words, with difficulty at times. Oh boy, that's not looking good. We're gonna have to build carpentry. Oh, it's changed. There's something. Is the carpentry even a thing anymore? I don't see it. I don't know if it's a thing anymore. Well, that's new. The Cartwright was not a building. It was done through a carpenter. I mean, the carpenter did a lot of things, but I don't even see it anymore. I don't think it exists. Wow. Okay, well that's new. We're gonna put the carpentry right next to the smithy because they're kind of the same type of building. But we're gonna pause the carpentry. So, and the reason for the carpentry is to repair these, and to build another one. I'm hoping to do that too. But I'll sell for repairs for now. But I paused the carpentry because I need to get these houses built. We can build the carpentry later on. It's because it is the middle of September, and we're on, and and I'm not worried. We're pretty well on pace, so to speak, to get this finished, to get the houses finished before it gets cold. So we'll pause the next one. So it's just seamless. poor guy is left to finish the job by himself. Everyone's already run off to be the cool ones at the news site. This guy's like doing it by himself. Okay, he had a friend come. And they are all going to build that one now. So the great thing about this when it comes to like food and things for like that is your people is one, you start out with quite a bit of food to begin with. In the that's the camp center. This is the storage, and there's fishing that's there. But a lot of people have food in their homes and they grow food too. Like they got all this stuff, but also you see those gardens are not just for show. Those gardens are actually things that people grow. You know, in fact, if you have a marketplace, we have a marketplace later on, and you put onions like as a thing. One of the things you can check is take from like citizens, like where they will go to people's houses and be like, "Hey, we're selling onions at the marketplace. I know that you grow them, but I want to sell them to you because capitalism." And you know, no, it's more they are looking for extra onions, so such from people's homes to sell to people who don't grow onions, I guess probably, or to sell the onions back to the people that they took them from. I don't know, which would be kind of funny, which is kind of a thing, but. Anyways, I digress. So, yeah, although I do grow onions at my house. So, not like big onions, I'm talking like small little, like, well, they could get big if I let them grow further, but I don't have that type of time or patience. Although, I would tell you, in the summer months, in the summer months, even into the winter, because onions, pretty much last for a while. Especially in the summer, I have salads that are completely from, because I also grow cherry tomatoes. So in late summer, when the tomatoes, really start showing up, I'll start having salads that are green salads that are completely out of my from my yard, because also lettuce and other things kale and spinach are growing in the warm months. So I'll have so it's like. It's like you go to the store for the salad. It's like it's like you have a salad. It's like, did you go to the store? It's like, don't need to. I just went outside. Just right into my backyard. Although I'm not the green thumb in my family, but anyways, moving right along. But I picked up something from the green thumb, which would be my father. So he's had a garden. I remember having a garden at a young age growing up. So, well, I think we're at the limit of pretty much logs. I think I'm gonna have them plant trees too now at this point. Although I don't know why you plant trees in October. Like I said, I'm confident we can finish this before December rolls around in theory, but it has taken a longer to build some of these houses than I thought it would. The game started in like, I can't remember what month. I think it probably was like May or something like that, because like, or April possibly, not March, or it might have been March, and all my guys are just slow when it comes to building things. I hope not, but you never know, I guess. Once the thatch starts coming up, then I'll unpause this. I wanted them to get this one pretty much done. It's just so fun to see all the steps, just all the twigs going up, and then the thatch, and things like that. So, and then like the chimney with like the clay and everything, and just look at just the, all the steps going into it to build a house, Okay, good there. Okay, so this is the last house we have to build. So hopefully let's just usher things along here. I think they'll finish this before November. That's really optimistic, I realize, but you know, one can hope, right? You know, once they finish this, I'll probably get the carpentry going. Not, it's the cart rate now. Yeah, so the cart rate. So I'll get the cart rate going. You know, and we'll see how much of that we can get done before it gets too cold. Just gotta hope that. Yeah, I was a little bit worried that the carts might not make it that far, but it's going to. Yeah, now, you know, it's not that. I'm not saying that you have to stop building during the winter months. That's just something I do in my city builder games because I figure, you know, you guys, you know, I figure what's, you know, it's sometimes. I mean, sometimes like weather really affects your people, and so they're like, so you'll see like a builder like leaning into the wind, into like the massive, like, you know, like the wind of the just massive blizzard, you know. And in most city builders, even if it's not stated specifically, there's kind of an understanding that in the winter everyone moves, that in the winter all your workers are going to move slower. So yeah, let's finish that. Okay, so with that being done, let's get the cart rate built. Yeah, I'm going to build a granary to buy food from citizens. Yeah, I'm going to get to a game. So, because I talked about doing that. So, let's just get trade and things done here. So, let's get a warehouse built. I want to put the granary over here, so I need to move that. So, what I'm gonna do... Let's pause, right? Yeah, okay, good. What I'm gonna do when it comes to carts is I'm gonna put cart parking. This is a space for 4 carts. And it's gonna be over here. Well, actually, I could put it here. Put the granary here, which is more... Although, I'd like the granary to be kind of... This is a centralized area for the granary, like right here. So I'm going to put where that cart parking is. The granary, that is, mind you. So, I'm going to put cart parking over here. Let's put it like this, yeah. And we'll pause that as well. And then the granary is going to go where this is, like right here. That's moving, and then we want to get that built. So let's get that built. Yeah, and it's like build a farm. It's like got the farm ready to go, actually. Just haven't built it yet. So yeah. You can force a repair, but there's no building to do that. So okay, so let's build the cart rate. Oh, not the cart rate, the cart thing. Oh, that's right. You need to go here and take someone away from building, yeah. And the reason I'm building this is for 2 reasons. One, I need to remove this. 2, that being built, this being built, trust me, the minute I don't need this guy, he's going back to the building queue. But I can also have more carts with that one. So we're gonna order a cart that this guy's going to build, and then all of these are going to be moved over there. So so there we go. So and they'll come in, and people will come and do that. So this guy is going to build a car. He needs metal parts, which the smithy is making. What does he need? He needs wood. That's it. Needs a lot of wood, but we have. I mean, he needs a lot of wood. We have a lot of wood. We have tons of them. I like to do this. I one time had this horrible thing where I had one guy resting and one guy working, and their schedules got like messed up. So they never could, because it requires two of them to do that, and they were never there at the same time. And so basically, I had to fire both of them and then rehire them. It was not fun. Okay, so with this no longer being used, let's demolish it. And well, that was lickety split, bam. And whoa, the granary is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Okay, so we got the granary and the warehouse. So, and those will be staffed by women. Because they can carry things. The warehouse is more where I'm going to put like wood and things like nails and things like that. Things so that things that are that are produced at places so that they don't have to go to the smithy looking for nails. And mainly to get this empty because people will bring things here, and also some of these places get full. This, like for example, she's nearing where she's going to have the limit of reed and thatches, so it's good to have thatch here so that one can keep working, and two to just hold things. It's a lot easier to go to this than to have to go to each location where it's all centralized here. I won't have any clay here though, because clay is just, it's not stored, so. And you can see the production here, like you see the thing out here, and you'll see him building the cart. I'll probably have him repair everything. So let's build the warehouse. I know it's December, but it's actually pretty nice weather outside. Oh, I say that, and the minute this happens, build the warehouse anyways. Get it finished. If it gets really bad, we'll pause it. Oh boy. You know what? They're already tasked on it. I'll just have them finish it, because they might not stop if I pause it at this point. Okay, so let's force repair on all the carts. And then hiring options here, only women. And we're gonna add, so I'll hire a worker. And let's put iron there. How much iron do we have in the storage? 414. Okay, so let's put 300 there. And then we'll put, how much firewood do we have? 11,000 firewood. So let's put firewood here. We'll put, just so I can make that a nice round number, we'll put 2,700 firewood. Nails. How many nails are currently? 160 plus. There's 400 there. So let's keep a nice 500 base nails in there. And then we'll put a nice good Let's put all the fishing nets in there. I mean, it makes no sense to not have them all in there. And then we'll put it about... How much do you have over there? So we'll put 1,500 thatch. There. It's all in the interest of emptying this out. So. So he's gonna, one by one, take the carts in there and repair them. Yeah, the carpentry is something. Eventually, you'll get someone like dedicated to it, but it's not something that you do right away. So let's go like that, and put him back in the building. So we got that. So let's go like this. So iron is the only thing left in there. And this guy will steadily, well, you hope at least. You know what I'm going to do? Let's put 600 in there. So you get the rest of the 100 from this. And see, if you make empty, I wonder if this guy will come get the remaining 14. Because see, the reason I'm thinking that the reason I upped it is because I don't think he's gonna go there to get what's left. He's gonna go to the warehouse. Although I could in the warehouse. Isn't there like a way to protect this? I mean, that's not that. It's not like that's a problem where it is. Although I could build a granary more centralized here. I don't know. We'll think about it. The granary's paused, so it's not that big of an issue right now. Once mid-February hits, we'll build the farm. Yeah, we need more houses to get people to come here, but I'm not doing that yet. I can place houses, I suppose. The entire lake is frozen. What about like the river? Yeah, the river. Whoa, man, it must be cold. Okay, mid-February has hit everybody. Let's get the farm. And the reason I'm building the farm now is because come like March or April or whenever they sow crops in this game, I need those fields ready to go. So I need to get the farm built now, so I can place fields. And we're probably gonna go with potatoes. I'm just saying. Potatoes are you can mass produce potatoes, in this game, well, in most games, but in this game especially. And we'll get to wheat and other things, that are good to eat as well. But like wheat needs to be processed, and that means a windmill. An orchard might be a thing to think about. Orchards in this game though are set like that. You don't do the thing. And it is thawing out. And it's March. We still optimistic that the farm can be a thing. So hay dryer is a thing that once you start getting it, once you decide that you're going to do livestock, a hay dryer and a hay barracks and big hay is a thing, and hay is also broken unless they fixed it. I'm not trying to rag on the game. I'm just saying it was. By the way, we want to look at the idea of how this game works in terms of steps. So you see in food production, there's a fishing dock. Holds up 3 fishing boats and produces fish. There's just one thing. You're not going to be fishing at all unless you have a boatyard that builds your fishing boats. And they gave you fishing nets here, and I think I know why. Right here, unless they got rid of it, or is it? Or maybe it's been changed. Okay, so the farm is ready to go. So here's what's going to happen. So hire options: workers, women; laborers, women; and children. Now that's a new one. Anyways, so let's get 3 people. So add a field. So here's the first field we're going to do. 30. By 40. Occupied by what? Oh. Okay. That's not a problem. Okay, 30. At 30. By 40. There. Boom. Potatoes. Oh. Activate. Okay. So, potato. And we're going to add another field. Can be a bit smaller, 25 by 30. And here we're going to grow that. Okay, the entire crop interface is completely brand new. We should have started barley in March. Okay, so let's go with hemp. Do flax. You know, buckwheat is such, so we'll activate that. That will start. That sowing will start in May, and then one more field. And I liked what I saw there, so I'm gonna do in terms of what's it called, the things. So we're gonna do a big one because I'm not too keen on sending people out there when it's cold. Okay, so they're going to start this in April, then this will happen in May, and then this will happen in September. So I think it's pretty well placed out. Now there is something to be said about, oh yeah, manager too. Okay, so now we got 3 of them. So now we got 3 of them. Sounds bad. We have 4 people working on that now. So now, so there's only 14 iron, 24. What the heck? Did you put all of it in there? I mean, what happened to it? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna empty that place out. It just needs to happen. Because I'm gonna put that somewhere else. Let's build this while we're thinking about it. Wait a minute, you had a bunch of thatch. I understand that some of it was taken, but where'd the rest of it go? Okay, so let's speed things up here. Let's get a bench, as we do with all the houses. They're going to be built right there. So it's almost April. Okay, so, and then let's put the granary here now, more centralized. And we'll go like this. And then we will pause. So let's open the almanac for a minute here. Okay, we're going slow. So, town interview. Yeah, okay, population, that's what I was looking for. So let's take a look here. So we got open vacancies, none for men. Unemployment, here we go, looking for a job. So everyone has a job, which is great. There are 2 open vacancies. Oh, laborers. Right. During sewing, they're employed, yeah. Forgot about that. That's fine. Because the granary, we'd like to have a woman regularly working there. And so once they're no longer required to go here, because everyone's doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, don't misunderstand. Everyone is working, and so they sowed the field, so that's good. And they already finished sowing them, so that's really good actually. I was afraid that with the size that field is, just alone. Because now, if I'm not mistaken, if I look at the population, unemployment, yeah, there are now 3 women looking for a job because there's no sewing going on. So that's the thing. So that will be finished eventually. Yeah, so Town Hall is a government building. It's right here. And this is something to build too. Because this is because both things are like a Town Hall. And the reason it says more over the economy is because Town Hall enables seasonal hiring. Once you have a town hall and you hire like an administrator, so to speak, then it's more of a thing. So that's something to think about. What I'm going to do, though, while we're waiting, education the things have been introduced slowly. What I'm gonna do while we're waiting is a small chapel. I think is in order. So at least because it's not needed yet. Like there's not a huge we need spiritual needs. It's good to have one. Your citizens seem to feel better if there's a little chapel they can go to from time to time. So that will be built in due time. Once this is finished, that is. So it's good to have this for later on. For not one at the start because people like it. And later on. Eventually you want to get the big wooden church. And then the burial plots, these don't have to be built. It's good to have these though. Kind of out there if you think about it. So where should we put these? Let's put these out here. So I'm just gonna put 5 of them. I don't foresee people dying soon. But it's good to have those. So once they built this, we'll build the granary. we have a house, so acres flat water supply sufficient, no market, and there's housing available, no jobs are available. So, that's why eventually you want to add like plus on the carpentry for like a job, so someone will show up, and we need to build a market, and a market will come, just not yet. So, although markets are now a market. I'm not sure if you can actually hire a dude for that job. I can't remember unless things have changed, and they have, no doubt I've noticed. But I'm not sure if you can hire a dude for that job. I've had markets in the past, and they're very useful. But if you're going to do a market, you need a granary, because a market sells firewood. It does sell firewood, but more importantly, it sells food. So gosh, we have more firewood than needed. What's our resource capacity? Oh, we got plenty. Okay. Well, let's get another 1,000 firewood. Yeah, so I can see now the iron is not nearly being used as much as it used to be. That's not a bad thing. But what happened in or a previous version of the game is that they're sowing the buckwheat. Yeah. What happened in the early version is your guy just blew through iron, and you're just like, and it was just being shell shocked. All of a sudden, you're just like, when did that happen? So see, people are using the chapel. Okay, so hiring women only again. We'll hire. I thought that would go pretty. Oh, sewing is happening. There we go. Okay, so okay, I don't need to. Okay, fine. Okay, so well, let's put buckwheat down because you're going to store that. Let's put potatoes down because you're going to store that, and let's put where is it? Wheat, yeah. I don't know how much that's gonna pump out. So I'm gonna leave these empty for. Well, actually, let's not. Let's put 500 buckwheat, and let's put 500 wheat. Let's be optimistic. Potatoes. That's a giant amount. Let's put 1,000 potatoes. Units of potato, and the way they're growing. So I'm guessing it's going to be way more than 1,000, but we'll see what happens. You see no entertainment buildings required at this point. The entertainment buildings aren't even a thing. So, as you can see, the housing just used to be this. Now, tavern is kind of an entertainment building. Here's the thing about tavern. Unless things have changed, and like I said, I'm finding things have. Usually, I built a tavern in the last town that we had. If you remember, where we had one, it was tucked in really well, and we had quite the bustling town. And we needed a tavern guy to move in, like a dude who knew it. You can't just hire somebody off the You can't just hire some guy off the street who was looking for a job. Like, you need to have, like, you know, mouse copy. I know people. So what do people have? They have onions. Okay, yeah. We're gonna put onions in here. Buy from local, yeah. And I just want 200 onions. That might be a little bit. Actually, no. It looks like, well, actually, maybe onions aren't as prevalent as I thought they were. Only one house has onions so far. Oh, there's another house. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of onions for those two houses. Okay, let's just go with 100 onions. And then honey, I'm pretty sure a lot. Okay, yeah, we should probably check things before we do that. Okay, so pumpkins, carrots, honey. You have honey. I think everyone has. Yeah. Okay, so let's add honey onto the list, and we can confidently add 300 honey, and then I think everyone's got carrots too. We'll find out. So. Carrots. So let's add carrots. Let's put 150 carrots. Okay. It's good enough for now. Okay, let's have you sell firewood. And potato. So we got all this. So enough food for sale. All this. No jobs. We want migration. So you know what you do? You go like that. All of a sudden, job is available. So water migration level, water supply is sufficient. Enough food for sale. Housing available. Jobs available. So no guarantee that someone will show up, but It's possible. Let's unpause that house. And then let's place another house down. Unpause those. I mean, well, correction, pause those. So, not a lot of laborers left. That's part of the reason I did this. So, you can see them. So, focus on them. They're all the way over there. So, it's going to take them, gosh, it's going to take them a while to get here. Actually, they're not that far. I thought they were a lot farther. So he's going to be the new Cartwright once they get here. So that's how you lots of kids. You're bringing, well, I mean, make sense they're bringing everybody, but he's bringing all three of his children are old enough to work. So gosh, we're gonna need more houses then. Well, I mean, we got 2 more coming up, so you're bringing 3 women, dude. I don't know if we got enough single dudes. Well, single guys that are old enough. Perform preventative repairs. Words. Okay. So, a trading post is something that you want to build eventually. We'll probably put it over here. Well, I don't know. This area I might want to reserve for like I put the livestock here, and because the fields are right here. So we'll put a trading post somewhere. Maybe we'll put it over here or in this. Oh, that's not even up there. Although it'd be nice to kind of like put it up there, kind of like, I don't know. We'll find a location for it. I mean, heck, maybe we'll have to take down a bunch of trees. Maybe we'll put it where the trees are, like, not like, could we put maybe like shove it right there, Wow, it actually fits. So, I'm going to do, I know they're planting trees, but one thing I'm going to do, and I like doing this because it gives them a job, especially when they fill everything, is I like to go like this. Okay, well then in that case, let's go like this. So, and say replant automatically. You can set these types of things up. And so basically what they will do, since they don't have any other jobs currently, well they do, but still, is they'll plant all these trees. And then you can basically say, okay, and you can't cut them. So they got 37 left to plant. So it gives them things to do when there's not a lot of cutting to do. So these are, and they're going to finish around the same type. This is going to be finished before the potatoes did. I probably should have looked at the harvesting thing. I was looking more at the sowing time. Oh yeah, that's right, the ripening. I'm not sure how quick ripening takes place with all these things. I mean, I know that some plants ripen a lot faster than others, but I mean, buckwheat seems to be quick along, but the potatoes might catch up. I'm not sure. I'm sure someone out there, and if you want to, you know, by all means, go down in the comments and say, actually, it's like it's the same, or like, you know, if you know, or if you want to look it up on Google, you could do that, you know. But it'd be nice if someone just organically knew, because they are a lot better at, you know, because they it's just like their thing, you know, or they work, you know, you work in the field. So, by the way, shout out to farmers. You guys are rock stars. So. No jobs available for that. Yeah, that's fine. We'll find you. We'll find you work. Actually, I could find work. Let's see what do we got here. Yeah. So stone mining camp, you'd put like close to stone. Although an iron mining camp might be something in order, but a trading post is even more in order. But you know what, guys? I think we're gonna do that. Actually, let me slow down. We're gonna do that next time. Yeah, I know. So, oh boy, it's caught up. Anyways, but we'll do that next time, guys. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch Ostriv. This will once again go on the Ostriv playlist, which is a massive playlist. Well, actually, it's getting there. It's got a lot of videos on it. Yeah, if you want to watch all the previous iterations of the game before the updates. But yeah, anyways, guys, but you can just watch this one. But you know, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I definitely will continue playing this. Each update I go on a spurt of playing this. But rest assured, this game never leaves my desktop. I haven't uninstalled this game in well, really ever, now that I think about it. But because I always find myself, even when there aren't updates, I find myself coming back to it. I even play this in my free time, which can't be said for most games that I stream for you guys. So yeah, I do have another save file that has my own personal town on it. And sometimes I do go over that just to see how things are working before playing for you guys, to make it so I don't look like a complete fool. But I did want to share the update organically with you guys without trying it out. So anyways, guys, this is our little town here, and until next time, my name is Resler, and I'm logging off.